Good day each and everyone, especially to you, sir. I am Shanbel Paco Cadaver, and this is my partner.
Shermy J. Lagas.
So for today's video, we're going to talk about the light and sensitized materials. So without further ado, we'll start.
So,
One of the basic components of photography is the light. Light is an electromagnetic wave that can't be seen in our naked eye. It is one of the basic component of photography and important as well because without it, hindi tayo makakaproduce ng photographs. Types of photographic rays are namely the visible light, ultraviolet light, infrared light, and X-rays. These four classifications of photographic rays has different frequency or range according to its wavelength. So first is visible light. The wavelength of 400 700 millimicrons, UV light or ultraviolet wavelength of 200 to 400 millicrons, infrared light wavelength of 700 to 800, X-ray it has a shorter number of wavelength of 330 millimicrons. So next is the sources of photographic rays. Light is divided into two parts. These are the natural and artificial light. So in terms of natural light, some example of this are the bright sunlight. It is a type of light that will produce a strong shadow objects in an open space. From the word bright, it means sobrang maliwanag. Kung magti-take tayo ng photo under bright sunlight, you will have a deep shadow. Next, hazy light obscured by light clouds that intensity of the direct light falling on objects in open space is decreased. Ito naman ay moderate contrast or transparent compare sa bright sunlight kung magti-take tayo ng photographs. Makikita natin ang kaibahan ng medyo blurry yung shadow ng object under hazy light compare sa bright sunlight. Dull light obscured by heavy clouds, atmospheric moisture, dust, and serial haze, no direct sunlight teach objects in open space. So, ito naman yung objects in open space cast no shadow, na kung saan maliwanag yung paligid, but hindi siya nag-create ng produce ng shadow, and it is called dull light. So these are the three sources of photographic rays, which under the natural light, these are lights that coming from the sun. Another is the artificial light, which is man-made. First is the photographic lamp, also known as reflectorized light or spotlight. This type of lamp used to use a reflection to focus the light on the subjects. Second is flash bulbs. Our flash bulbs are electro lamps as they generate lights by the rapid combustion of metal and oxygen. 3. Electronic flash produces light by instantaneous electrical discharges between the two electrodes in a gas filtered glass bulb. Fourth is fluorescent lamp, or tube lamp, wherein the walls are coated by materials capable of fluorescent, both ends having a terminal and commonly mounted into holder that serves as the reflection. Fifth is infrared lamp, a special type of artificial light that is capable of producing infrared radiation. This type of bulb is useful in photographing the objects or subjects at dark places. 6. We have ultraviolet lamp, a gas lamp burning disulfide vapor in oxygens or in nitrate oxide, which is common to dark light. Also, UV lamp is used to detect some substances occurred in dark light such as urine, blood, fingerprint, and bite marks. Principles of light. First, we have reflection. Reflection is the rebounding to deflection of light as it hits a surface. It is the process of rebounding an object as it hits the surface. The best example is the moment that the object falls in a highly surface, such as mirror, it bounce back. Second is absorption. This a light is absorbed by different substances, much as water is taken up upon by a sponge. Absorption is when the light absorb in the water bisan unsa pa na kalaw makita nato nga naay absorption ang light when it hits the water. Sunod, transmission. Light can be transmitted or passed through transparent and translucent substances, and ang light is matransmit or pass from the object to another.
So next is the characteristics of light. First, we have intensity, refers to the amount of light falling on a subject. It is refers to the amount of light which is either under or over exposure. When taking a photograph, it is important na if you take a photograph, kailangan ang intensity sa light is sakto ra para nice ang outcome sa object na imong gi-capture. Next, second is color. It depends on the size of the wavelength and the visible spectrum. It refers to the size of wavelength. Third is quality, refers to the harshness or softness of light. As what I had mentioned a while ago na if mag-take of photograph, dapat proper exposure in order to have a nice quality sa pag-photograph sa usa ka object na dili siya ma-under exposure or over exposure. Fourth is direction, given with deference to the camera, subject access, an imaginary line drawn from the camera to the subject. Essential elements of photography is the sensitized materials. Sensitized materials is any material that is sensitive to light, and the best example for this is the film. The term, the term sensitized materials refers to the film and photographic paper that is basically composed of emulsion containing silver halides suspended in a gelatin and coated on a transparent or reflective support. So from the word itself, sensitized, the film and photographic paper is the one which is sensitive to light. That's why it is called sensitized because bawal sila ma-expose sa light. Because once na ma-expose yung silver halides or mga chemical within the film, ay possible na madadamage ito. Next is film. It is a cellulose tape or plate where silver salts are suspended capable of recording light. Its primary function is to record the image that is focused upon it by the lens of the camera. So ang film daw, ito yung mismong nagiging recorder ng ating camera in which dun niya sinisave sa film. Photographic film is a strip or sheet of transparent plastic film base coated on one side with a gelatin emulsion containing microscopically small light-sensitive silver halide crystals. The sizes and other characteristics of the crystals determine the sensitivity, contrast, and resolution of the film. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.